My name is Joe and I'm a flight instructor. This is your first time here, welcome. If it's not, welcome back. And welcome back, changing around the studio here a little bit. It's a work in progress, so stick with me. Today, we're going to talk about why the aviation industry is figuratively dead. So let's not waste too much time. Let's get right into it. All right, so why is the aviation industry figuratively dead, I say? It's because, well, there's no career movement for anybody right now, or very little. Very little amount of people are actually getting new jobs and doing new things. Why? Well, Spirit, if you've been living under a rock, they filed for bankruptcy. They have a lot of pilots. Who knows what's going to happen with them? I hope they kind of restructure, get through everything, and they all get to keep their jobs. But if they don't, that's a lot of high-time pilots that are coming back into the market looking for jobs. Another airline that is rumored to be on the brink of disaster is Frontier. They have a bunch of pilots. Same thing, high-time pilots that potentially could come back to the job market to try and find new jobs. Allegiant is another aviation company, airline, that is rumored to kind of be in some financial trouble. I'm not so sure on that one. I've heard some rumors from some people. I haven't done too much of an investigation into that to see how true or untrue that is, but it is a rumor that is out there. So again, same situation. JetBlue's kind of in a weird spot. I don't think they're terribly in a bad financial situation, but they're downgrading captains, which is pushing first officers out of their bases if they're junior in their bases. I know somebody in Orlando that's potentially getting pushed out of the Orlando base after they just got it within the last few years. So they could potentially be looking at commuting again. And then when you have that happen, you have to watch the bottom first officers at the very bottom of the company seniority list. They could be getting furloughed. That could be more potential pilots in the job market. Now, if you look a little bit closer at things going on, there is a regional airline in Florida called Silver Airways. They service Florida and some Georgia, some Caribbean, stuff like that. I think they have like 125 pilots to them. They just filed for bankruptcy. So those pilots are potentially hitting the job market. So why am I saying aviation is figuratively dead? Well, I'm saying it's figuratively dead if you want to get a new job, move up, promote, do anything like that. You're going to see for a while there, most people are going to be stuck in the role that they are currently in until this kind of sorts itself out. So there's a potential for, I'm estimating here, 9,000 high-time pilots hitting the job market if all of these companies fold and all of these pilots are without jobs. Roughly 9,000 of them looking for new jobs. So if you are a captain or a first officer at a regional and you're looking to go to the main line, who do you think they're going to pick first? They're going to take those pilots that have high time from Spirit and Frontier and Allegiant and Silver and everywhere else. If you are a first officer at a regional, upgrading might be difficult for a little while. If you're a CFI or any other low-time pilot building towards your 1,500 hours to get your foot in the door to get that first jet job, I have some bad news. You're going to be waiting for a while. Now, that's not the case for everybody. There will be people out there that get jobs, but it's a lot more competitive, so you have to be more competitive. Degrees are not required yet again, but I promise you, if it's between you and someone else and they have a degree and you don't, that's going to be the tipping point. There's going to be all these kind of tipping points, check ride failures, job history. There's going to be all of these things that are going to factor in to a lot of that. So if you're a CFI, odds are you're stuck being a CFI beyond your 1,500 hours, whether you like it or not, because the upward mobility right now is very, very slim. So if you are a student pilot going through your ratings, or you are a potential student pilot looking to start this journey, should you get into this industry or should you wait? My advice is to get into it. Get into it and go. And I'm not saying that because I'm a flight instructor and I want money and stuff like that. Yeah, sure, we can talk about all of that. But what I'm saying is there are a lot less people showing up for flight training right now. So you can go in, and once the market kind of picks back up and all of these people get picked up and they get their jobs and stuff, you're going to kind of be in a little class of your own as far as your hours go. So then when you get there, it might be a shortage again at that point. Who knows? But that's something to think of. Now, what I do recommend is skipping the accelerated programs. If you're looking for a flight school, just move on past the accelerated programs, because where are you accelerating to? There's not even jobs for CFIs out there right now, because the high time CFIs that have hit their 1,500 hours, they're not leaving. So there's nowhere to go. So there's no reason to race through your ratings at this point. Go to that Part 61 school and take your time. Learn to become a safe, competent pilot instead of just being trained to pass a check ride. Because if you go to a school and you're just racing through the ratings, you're getting trained to pass a check ride. You're not getting trained to be a safe, competent pilot. How do I know? I'm one of them. I did the race. I raced through, I was trained to the check ride, and then when I got my CFI, man, did I find holes in my training that to this day I am still trying to fill as a flight instructor. That is taking on students, that is building time, doing all of that stuff. So my advice to you is take your time. Learn to be a safe, competent pilot. If you're a safe, competent pilot, guess what? Your chances of making it home after every flight are going to be significantly greater than someone that possibly just raced through their hours. Now, I'm not saying that those people that race through their hours aren't going to make it home, because most of them will. But again, it's one of those things. Take that extra time. Take that extra lesson. Fly that extra hour. And don't be in such a race to get there, because this is a very unique opportunity where, well, there's really nowhere for you to go if you become a CFI, so why race to become a CFI? Take your time, go through, learn the materials. That way you don't have holes in your training like I did or many others did. So I hope that helps. I wish all of the pilots at those companies the best. I hope you get to keep your jobs. I hope you don't hit the job market. I hope everything works out for you guys. But that's all I have for this video. And, well, I'll see you on the next one.